Bird of Prey 5. El Karuga. Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird of Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5. Kapla, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday, June 9th, 2023. TBIF. Oh man, it's been one crazy week here. Literally a crazy week. The skies the other day looked like we were literally, not virtually, looked like we were literally living on Mars at one point. They were saying, don't go outside. Don't breathe the air. Like your government is telling you, don't breathe the air. What are you supposed to do? Like everybody, I thought I was so smart. I was like, I know, I'll get an air purifier. But of course, I can't go to the store to get an air purifier. So I go on Instacart or Shipt or Amazon or anybody who could try to bring me an air purifier, and I would have paid any amount. I mean, not any amount, but easily double, triple for an air purifier. A $200 air purifier, if they could have got it to me for $600, I would have begrudgingly, grudgingly, isn't it begrudgingly accepted it. Luckily, I guess for me, even at that, they like, nope. I tried Instacart, said, oh, we'll take your money. But once the guy got to the store, or woman, or both, because it actually tried it twice, 3 times. Walmart too, Best Buy, Costco, PC Richard and Son. They all said, oh yeah, we got many in stock. We got so many in stock, we're not even going to list how many we have in stock. And then, of course, everybody gets there. They're like, yeah, they're completely sold out. There's not a single air purifier left in Queens County or Nassau County or Kings County. Those are nearby counties. They just don't exist. Some people say, well, do you want a humidifier instead? No, motherfucker. What the fuck am I going to do with a humidifier? Humidifier doesn't clean the air. It makes it humid. Fuck. You're out of air purifiers. How about a humidifier? No, thank you. So we made it though, knock wood. I mean, it's not over. The fires are still burning and the wind can turn at any time. But today, the air is noticeably cleaner than it's been the last couple days. And then tomorrow, hopefully, if the wind doesn't change again, the big horse race, the Belmont Stakes, the third leg of the Triple Crown. It's run only a few miles from here, the other side of Queens, not even the other side, like 5-10 miles, less than 10, more than 5, less than 10 miles from here. The southern side of Queens, central southern side of Queens. And it's a big to-do. Many thousands of people gather outdoors. But more importantly than the people are the horses, which are comparatively worth more than most of the people, at least most of the people in the stands. The people who own the horses, they've got a lot of money, but the people in the stands, like, well, you can go out with a mask, but it's not safe for the horses to go out regardless. So they can't race unless it's safe for them to breathe. Nobody's going to stop you from watching, but we are going to make sure it's safe for the horses, which I suppose is fair. As the people, they have a choice to go outside or not. At least in theory they do. The horses, not so much. Not so much. And LDG with a $2 super chat. It's a fake. It's a fake. Says, what was wrong with IQ Air? Hashtag, it's a fake. Well, you got it. It's a fake. Good with that. What's wrong with IQ Air? I don't know, LDG. It was fucking $1,600 fucking dollars for like the decent one. No. Plus, it's like made in like where was it? Belgium, which I know. It's not an American company, although it tries to sell itself as one, and its website uses the worst fear tactics I could imagine in trying to sell it. So I was particularly vexed. I was not happy looking at the website when I went to check it out. Could it have been delivered the same day? No, it could not have been delivered same day. That was another problem. I needed something available yesterday. And, their website's like probably 7 to 10 days. They're one of the websites, they're like, I don't know if we want to take an order immediately. Like, click here and we can set up a consultation for what's the best air purifier. And then well, tell us, what are you most interested in? What are you most interested in cleaning from your air? And then they had, I shit you not. In fact, I might just go to it. But there was like 40 fucking options. Okay, that's not how you sell a air purifier. Okay, they want to know precisely what is your first most important thing that you want to clean, and then your second most important, and then your third most important thing. And literally I would guess 40 or more specific options. There's tobacco smoke, cooking smell, strong, cooking smell, light, chemicals in the air, toxic mold, pet dander, and just more and more crazy things. Because I'm close to a road 300 feet or less, close to a road 75 feet or less. What the fuck, motherfucker? Can't you just are you going to really give me a different fucking filter because I'm close to a road by 75 feet or 300 feet? And are you going to be a different filter because there's somebody smoking tobacco in the house? No, just fucking give me one or two options, 3 at the most. Do I want, and you know, don't try to pretend. Just say, do I want it to clean the smell, or do I want it to clean viruses, or do I want it to clean bacteria? Okay, I get it. Or smoke. Don't give me all these ridiculous options. And Yvette, the lovely Yvette, with a 2-pound sterling super chat. Fingers crossed for kissing Dax. For you all. Oh, I'm sorry, Yvette. It was not kissing Dax. And LDG says, I've been using them for years. They're great. Maybe we finally found the problem. I don't know, but maybe we finally found the problem. IQ Air. If you get an IQ Air, you become like LDG. You know what? Maybe they will pay you to stop advertising for them. The first deal like that in the century. They're like, sir, could you please not advertise that you use our products anymore? LDG says $400 next day delivery. Yeah, you know what? It's bullshit. It is a bullshit company, and it is a terrible way to sell an air purifier. By the way, during the intro, I was watching all the names of our members, 25 new members I had to add to that list of names. A giant thank you again to John Araki. 25 members added to the members list. Thank you again, John Araki, from my last stream. Breaking which, by the way, got us to the point I've added another custom emoji. So channel members today, they will find that there is a new custom emoji available. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was so busy trying to add the names in, I caused some problems because I was never intending to have that many names. I kind of ran out of room. I had to get a little creative, and it took more time than I expected. Oh my God, John Araki with another 5 gifted memberships. John, you're gonna ruin me. Thank you. And Richie Poole found the new emoji, the alpaca. The alpaca emoji has been added. I hope you guys enjoy it. It is 100% thanks to John Araki. And now I'm going to have to find a way to add more people to the members list because it was good to like 60 people but it doesn't really have much more room. And now we had 63 members total. And now I guess we'll have even more. We'll figure it out. Jedi Bill with a $2 super chat. Kapla, brother warrior. Jedi Bill says, happy 56 years to my parents' anniversary. Wow, congratulations, Jedi Bill. Congratulations to Jedi Bill's parents. 56 years. My God, I could not even imagine it. I as a kid, and my parents, Dad O'Prey was still alive, and the parents were celebrating anniversaries. I was, when they got to their 20th, I was like, my God. And I'd hear about people celebrating 50th anniversaries, and I couldn't imagine. I don't even think my grandparents made it to the 50th. Maybe they made it to the 50th. Okay. Their 50th, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot past that. Not 70th. No. Right. Yeah. Well, one of them passed early. Yeah. So like it boggled my mind, but congratulations to them. That is really, really something special. And speaking of special, I kicked myself. Now, a week ago, I was sick. I was sick and shitty, and there is no way I could have streamed. And thank you, Aravixander and Jedi Bill with $1 super chats. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Yes, Mama. Yes, Mama Pray interrupting.
You kicked yourself?
No, I didn't.
Able to kick yourself?
I have poor choice of words.
Oh,
Mama Pray.
damn. I thought something new could move.
So a week ago, you guys know I wished I could have streamed. I couldn't stream. I put in a post to let people know that I wasn't going to be streaming a week ago. And I didn't think to check the posts.
Scanning. Indications negative at this time.
I didn't think to check the posts for a response because, on YouTube, where you check the videos.
Indications negative at this time.
And both Aravixander and Jedi Bill got eyebrow jacks. On YouTube, we check for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah.
And not Ryan Johnson with a $10 super Dax. Super Dax. A $10 super chat of kissing Dax. Thank you. A $10 donation, excuse me. Not Ryan Johnson donated $10. Not a super chat, a donation. And says, hello, Enkapla. Hail, Karoga. Hope everyone has a great weekend and got us kissing Dax. Thank you, not Ryan Johnson. Absolutely hope everyone has a great weekend. So a week ago, I couldn't stream and I felt like shit. And then I'm feeling better this week, knocking wood. Still on antibiotics, but I think whatever was hitting me hard at the beginning of the week seems to have moved on, at least for now. But I missed, and I only read the chat, the comments, the replies, and there was a message from our good friend Mike Richards from Columbus, Ohio. And a week ago, Mike Richards and he wrote to me. He wrote on the chat, and he said, I was going to use my member super chat today, which was June 2nd, to tell you it was my 66th birthday. And I was like, oh no, I'm so sorry, Mike Richards. Mike Richards, if you don't know Mike Richards' story, he has had one rough ride as of late. I mean, a long time, not a long time ago, but quite a bit ago, he had he needed a heart transplant, and he got one, and he lived. But he has been having a very rough time in the years that he's known me and I've known him. And, you know, we were all worried about him a few months back, because he had been in the hospital again, and he didn't have, you know, we didn't have any way of contacting him. But now we do. And Mike Richards, happy birthday. If you're out there in the chat, I didn't get a chance to scroll the chat too much yet, but if you're not, you'll hear this, I'm sure, at some point. A giant happy birthday to Mike Richards. You're always in our minds, Mike Richards, and we, Mamo Pray, myself, we hope you are doing okay. Hope you're doing well. And I'm sorry we are a week late, but you're getting it anyway. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike Richards. Happy birthday to you. And a big congrats to Mike Richards in Columbus, Ohio, the official package inspector of Karoga.
And belated happy birthday from me, Mike.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mama Frey.
Yeah.
Anyway, John DeMarco, first in the chat today. I suppose he must have read our title for today. Maybe Gul Dukat does deserve a statue on Bajor. And Mike Richards, there he is, using his friend of Karoga super chat. Thank you so much, Mike Richards. I'm here. Thank you. Oh, great leader. Mike Richards, I am awesome. I'm very happy to see that you made it, sir. And a happy birthday. I hope you had a wonderful week. So John DeMarco, clearly reading the title, maybe Gul Dukat does deserve a statue on Bajor, which is something I was thinking about in the middle of the night recently. It says, a true victory is to make your enemy see they were wrong to oppose you in the first place, to force them to acknowledge your greatness. That's a scene between Gul Dukat and Huayun. And Huayun's like, and then you kill them. And Gul Dukat's, only if it's necessary. Yeah. John Araki says deuces for being second in the chat, and says make member streams great again. I'm trying to, John Araki. I'm trying. And a laughing emoji. And John Araki says, if there's no statue of Dukat on Bajor, what will the great grandkids of the occupied tear down during the Bajoran Lives Matter mostly peaceful protest? Yeah, that's a very good question. I suppose by then there will have been enough Cardassians that have moved to Bajor, that they've started their own communities, and have their own statues. Richie Poole says 3 Vok. Welcome, Richie. Dan Ben says the new Star Trek game announced called Star Trek Infinite has him on the picture with some other people. Captain Fandom Nerd says hello, Captain. Jedi Bill says Kapla, brother, warrior, Birdo Prey 5. Hail, Karoga. Hail, Karoga. Yvette says good evening, Bird, and everyone. Good evening to the lovely Yvette. Richie Poole says Kapla to Yvette and says hey back to Richie. Dan Ben says hello, Dan Ben. Sean PRK, formerly Moxley, says I don't doubt it. 47 Yorktown says hello, youngster. Hello, 47. And Sean says also tip your hot waitresses. The tip counts, remember. Dan Ben says, I believe the lady who plays Amy in Futurama also played Captain Freeman in Lower Decks. Really? That's interesting. Sean PRK says, from now on, it's going to be under one roof. Absolutely. We, the people, you're going to run a profit. Richie Poole says, Bird of Prey 5, your feeble weapons will be useless against us. Yes, great quotes. Last Son of K says, Kapla, Bird, and family. Hail, mods, and hello, chat. I hope everyone is doing okay. Last Son of K, you've been here long enough. Today is the day you get added as a moderator. Last Son of K, you have joined the ranks of the modded here, and you are now free to put links in the chat. Please, if there are links to other YouTubers, your own YouTube stuff, or off YouTube stuff, do you have a Twitter, any type of social media, feel free to use the power which you have been given to paste links. Please make sure you do not use it to butt ban people. Sean says, happy, Kapla Bird. Hope you and the family are doing well today. Thank you, Sean. Hope you're doing well. Professor Brainy Specs says, Bird is nuts. You know, Professor, I might be. I very well might be. Dan Ben says, Klingon disruptor pistols at the ready. Professor says, a statue for Dukat on Bajor. Bird is nuts. Okay, well, let's hear me out. Hear me out. Let me go through this here. I know I only just started with the chat, but hear me out on why I started thinking. I was laying down and, you know, I had all sorts of weird random thoughts going through my head the last few nights as I listened to other YouTubers stream and random streams about Sedona, Arizona, and who's playing games at night and who's talking serious issues and who's recovering from hospital visits. And anyway, somewhere in all that, my brain said, hey, you know what? I wonder if the Cardassians helped Bajor more than they hurt Bajor. I mean, when we're introduced to the Bajorans, we feel bad for them, right? Major Kira and Ro, they're telling us about how Cardassians have been had invaded Bajor, occupying. That's what they use the term, occupied. Bajor had been occupied for 50 years by the Cardassians, and so, you know, we felt like, oh my God, this is the Cardassians were horrible people. How dare they occupied a sovereign species? They occupied an entire planet for 50 years. They plundered its resources. They raped the planet and all these terrible things. And yet, what did we see? I mean, they didn't really destroy the planet. Bajor was freaking beautiful in Emissary, right? When Cisco goes down to meet with Kai Opaka, the picture, it still looked beautiful. The Cardassians clearly didn't set the entire planet ablaze or anything. I mean, Odo, it was a Bajoran scientist who maybe discovered Odo, certainly worked with Odo for years and years and years. So there were still scientists able to do science work on Bajor. But then what if the Cardassians had never come to Bajor? What would Bajor be like? And we get a, and I see we got a couple of messages. Kronos donated $1.49, supposedly, and said, "At Rabbit Slug ouchies?" Question marks. Rabbit Slug, yes, Rabbit Slug is Kronos. Welcome, Rabbit Slug ouchies. But anyway, what would Bajor have been like had Cardassians and Gul Dukat, by extension, never come? And frankly, the Bajorans were dicks. We got to see what Bajor would have been like in the episode where, I forget the title of the episode at the moment, but when the poet came through the wormhole and said he was the emissary, and Cisco's like, "Oh, you're the emissary? Thank God, you here, take it." And what does he do? He's like, "We're going to bring back our Dajaras." Right? The Dajaras were the Bajoran caste system, where you were born into a caste, and that said if you were going to be an artist, or you were going to be a Vedic, or you were going to, clean the dead bodies. Like if you were cleaning the dead, you were an unclean. You were unclean. And in the caste system, there were higher class castes. You could be born into wealth. You could be born into power. And if you were a higher caste, you were, you got treated with privilege. And if you were a lower caste, you got, you had to die sometimes. You had to give up your seat. You had to give up your seat at a restaurant to a higher class person, just by virtue of who you were born to, by the family you were born to. I mean, that is some serious shit that we would not tolerate today as a society, let alone 300-400 years from now. And the Bajorans were doing that, even in an age where the Bajorans were able to go to space. The Bajorans were able to travel to Cardassia, and they were still doing this religious-backed case system. And Uncle Adolf donated $1.49 and says, "Paris looked perfectly fine when we were there. Why isn't there a statue of me in Paris?" Okay, Uncle Adolf, just listen. Okay, I'm not done yet here. So Bajor wasn't destroyed. Honestly, to be fair, like Paris, they didn't go in and destroy all of Paris. They left Paris in decent condition. And to be honest, the French weren't massacred, right? They didn't massacre the French. But to be fair, the French I was going to say the French weren't killing each other, but I do kind of remember quite a lot of guillotines. So maybe there's maybe there's maybe there's an argument to be made. But on Bajor, they had this religious-based caste system, caste, whatever, however it's pronounced. And, Bajor would not have been looked at favorably by the Federation had the Cardassians not invaded. The Bajorans got the benefit of being victims. And, the Federation was willing to go to bat and give a lot of tech and a lot of stuff to help them because we felt bad for, I'm part of the Federation. Because the Federation and the population of the Federation felt really bad for the Bajorans. So they got to be victims. And they had all of their past ills got magically expunged because they lost a war or whatever, and the Cardassians came in and took over. And like Gul Dukat says, it's not their fault that they were the superior culture, 100 years more advanced in every conceivable way. And were they? Maybe they were. I mean, for all of Cardassian's faults, they didn't seem to have a caste system. Cardassia, it seemed to be a meritocracy. The harder you worked, the better you got. You could work your way up from if you were a good soldier, you work your way up. I don't know. It just seemed more fair. And in TNG episode Parallels, there was at least one multiverse where the Bajorans were the bad guys. And they were like, yeah, ever since they overthrew the Cardassians, they've been starting fights with the Federation. And I'm like, well, they seem like that might not have been, they were pretty close to doing that. If not for, a flip of a coin, they might have been attacking the Federation. And what were they going to do? Without the emissary, if Cisco didn't exist, Bajor was headed for civil war. In fact, more than once, we thought they were going to go to civil war. Even with Cisco there, they were on the brink of civil war several times. The Bajorans, quite frankly, were assholes to each other. And I'm going to be honest, I think they got lucky. If it wasn't for the Cardassians, the Bajorans would have been worse off. The Bajorans would have been considerably worse off if not for the luck of being occupied by Cardassians. I'm going to say it. So you know what? I think in 100 years, in a dispassionately, if they could ever form a truly dispassionate history, that 50, 100 years, and Garrick himself, I think Garrick himself brought this up in the episode where he was talking about, he would have thought the Bajorans wanted to do a critical review of Cardassian occupation, but he got a title, a name tag that said Cardassian oppressor. So he's like, they could clear they weren't really ready for a dispassionate discussion of the occupation, which was unfortunate. But yeah, I think Cardassia, I'm not going to say they were in the right to occupy Bajor, but I'm not going to say that they were 100% wrong either. I think the occupation ended up benefiting both sides to a point. And in the end, it was Cardassia that really got effed. Cardassia really got effed more. Yeah, Cardassia is where cities were getting destroyed and hundreds of millions were being killed. Bajor came out, came out better. At the end of the Dominion War, Bajor was stronger than it had been, and Cardassia was probably the weakest it had been in a century. So those are my thoughts. So maybe Gul Dukat does deserve a statue. So, Professor, I look forward. I know there's a whole bunch of chat. I'll get to it. Not everyone, mind you, but I'll get to it. Dan Ben says, oh yeah, the image of New York is in orange haze. Dan Ben says, put on your oxygen mask. I have it on. Gorilla's Random Thoughts says, Kapla Bird. I thought the smoke in Minnesota was bad, but New York said, hold my double shot Fidela soy latte. Captain Fandom Nerd with a 15-month member chat. Hashtag hail on Karoga. Thank you. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Captain. 15 months. 15 months. Hail on Karoga. Actually, Captain, I'm seeing the clouds build up, and we might get some hail. These are some heavy-looking. I don't know. I think we do have a risk of thunderstorms this afternoon, and what's building in the backyard certainly looks like it could potentially be some thunder. Maybe some hail. Maybe some hail is coming. Dan Ben says, so you're not one of those Americans who stocks up on everything to be ready in case of an event. I am one of those Americans who does that, but it was too late. Richie Poole, with his 9-month friend of Karoga membership, member chat, says Bird's brain is crazy. Thank you, Richie, for saying it's not me who is crazy. It is my brain. Gorilla says, did the government say the air was safe after 9/11? So it must be bad. That is true. The head of the EPA, who used to be the governor of New Jersey, as a Christy Whitman. She came out and said the air is safe to breathe. And as an engineer, I mean, granted, I was barely out of school, and I just knew she was lying. And how can the air be safe to breathe when you knew damn well there was fucking asbestos? The fucking building crashed down. It was full of asbestos. It was full of computers. It was full of toxic materials. There is no way in hell that air was safe to breathe. But what is she going to say? Is she going to say, run for the hills, keep your mouth shut, and people just die? You can't not breathe. You can't not breathe. Jedi Bill with a friend of Karoga, 27-month friend of Karoga, super chat. Says all should hail Karoga. Kapla. Kapla, Jedi Bill. Thank you. So yes, they lied. They lied after 9/11. I'm sure they're probably lying now. Although, to be honest, they're saying don't breathe. So honestly, I kind of wish they would just lie a little and say you'll be okay. Because there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do about it. You know, preventing a panic, I'm okay with. I'm okay with lying to prevent a panic. And that might be shitty, but that's just the reality of the situation, Gorilla. Richie Poole says, Bird rant. Gorilla's random thought says, hey, Bird, should have messaged me. I would have overnighted you 2 of them. I just assumed you had. Oh, Gorilla, I didn't know people had them elsewhere. I didn't think about it. But thank you. Supposedly, I have 2 of them coming tomorrow. Amazon, one was supposed to be delivered today. Then Amazon immediately changed it to Saturday. So I have 2 coming tomorrow. And it's like I would need the 2 anyway, because it's a big area. My house, I'm not in a small room. Like I took all the walls down, so I need 2 of them. Last in the case is no, Bird is not a prepper. I would never have bet he'd be one. Actually, last on the K, I try to be prepped. We have a whole house generator. We have generally extra water. You know, there's that can of Spam that Mama Frey saved. Granted, 1 can of Spam isn't going to save us. But you know, we actually do try to be prepared, because we know we are one bad day away from the end times. New York City doesn't have enough food on hand to feed the city for more than a day or 2. God forbid the supply line break down. John Araki says, hashtag trust no one. Last son of cases I haven't been following. Is there a horse that could win the Triple Crown this year? I do not believe so. I believe that there is no chance at a Triple Crown. And I only say that because when there is a chance at the Triple Crown, that somebody, the same winner of the Kentucky Derby and the Freakness, usually you hear it on the news locally, Triple Crown, Triple Crown, Triple Crown. Today, I didn't even hear of the Kentucky Derby on the news. The only way I heard of the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont Stakes, usually I didn't even hear about the Belmont Stakes on the news. The only reason I even knew the Belmont Stakes was tomorrow was because I saw it trending on Twitter. And nobody was saying Triple Crown. So I really don't think so. LDG was saying the IQ air purifier was $400 for next day delivery, and guess I just don't want to breathe. Yvette says, MFer, it's a fake. She's cursed. It's you know, I would say you're cursed. You're not cursed. I want to say you're not cursed, but you know what, Yvette? You do seem like it. You never get kissing Dax. Malo Prey says you got it once. She remembers. Petridge Farm and Mama Prey remembers. By the way, Mama Prey, we got a delivery. Yeah, that's what Sassy was barking. Might be an air purifier. LDG says, I've been using them for years. They are great. That's the air purifier. Richie Poole says, did they have an option to filter out Canadian forest fire smoke? You know, I'm pretty sure they do today. 47 Yorktown, using his 32 months friend of Karoga super chat, says 47 Yorktown says, and once again, sorry about all the smoke. Sad face. It's okay, 47. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you for apologizing on behalf of your entire nation.
Oh, I thought he was the one that actually started.
I don't think he started the fires. Although I got to say, it is ultra suspect when they play back the satellite photos that all the forest fires seem to start at the same time. Like, what's the deal? How did like 15 fires all start at what appeared to be exactly the same time? You say, well, it was a thunderstorm, but like it was over the course of hundreds and hundreds of miles. The thunderstorm didn't cover the entirety of the province at the exact same time. I don't know. Maybe they made it look like it, but you can't trust. You can't trust anything you see online anymore. It's unfortunate. LDG says, wah, oh my God. It's not like the UPS site. It's worse. It's worse than the UPS site. Last on the case, they really didn't get this particular rant. It's a company that sells smoke air purifiers. It's ridiculous. LDG says they are military tested to be able to filter mustard gas. That's bullshit. Okay, military grade is garbage. Military grade stuff is actually, you know, the stuff that goes out to the lowest bidder. If somebody tells you something's military grade, run the other way. Military people know that. It's only us idiots that are, oh, military grade. That means good. No, it doesn't. And John Araki is smiling and gave his 5 more memberships and says 30 is greater than 25. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Although I don't even know if there's enough channel members anymore who's getting these new memberships. YouTube will have to find recipients later. And Richie Poole and Captain Phantom Nerd, Professor Brainy Specs, all found the alpaca. Dan Ben says, does pressing the heart button on the side of the screen actually boost your channel or pointless? You see when they come up. Dan Ben, as far as I can tell, it's pointless at the moment. YouTube is beta testing them. Feel free to press them, but I do not see them. I do not see them, perhaps because I'm not in the YouTube stream window. I don't see it. I don't have any room for it. So I don't see it, but it can't hurt. It can't hurt to press, but I'm not seeing it. Richie Poole puts in Mamo Pray, Sisso Pray, Charlie, and sassy emojis. Thank you, Richie. LDG puts in a link that I can't click on. I'm sorry. LDG. John Araki says, I think you're out of subs with the memberships gifting enabled, though. I think you're out of subs. But thank you so much, John Araki. I probably am out of subs. There's probably nobody left. Nobody left who comes to the stream that doesn't have a membership.
Did you order anything else besides air purifiers?
I don't believe so.
Then you got an air purifier.
Oh, we have an air purifier came.
Shall I open it for you?
Sure, Mama, pray. Okay. One air purifier did come Friday. See, thank you, Amazon. LDG. How can I do? Okay. Okay. If I copy the link and paste it into a different browser, what is it? Smoke chamber, IQ air. Okay. I'm not playing an advertisement for the shitty air purifier company. Last on the case is, I guess I'm the only one here who isn't a member or a mod. Well, if you're not a member yet, make sure that you if you click on the member, if you click on where somebody buys a member stream, make sure you choose to say that it's okay to be a member, to be gifted a membership. Although if you're on as a brand account, then you can't be gifted a membership. And you are a mod. You are a mod now. Yvette puts in the alpaca. Aravix is so close. Cinnabon Bunny says hello. Hello, Cinnabon. Sean says, I hate to ask, but would one of you all gift me a membership? If you can't, it's okay. Moxley, the problem is there's no way to choose who gets the memberships. YouTube gives them out at random. And if you don't have one by now, more than likely you're here under a brand account, and YouTube doesn't allow brand accounts to receive gift memberships for whatever reason. I don't know why. If you, and that's just the way it is. You can buy a membership as a brand account, but for whatever reason, they don't give gift memberships. But even if they did, nobody can buy a membership for someone else as a gift. All they can do is gift a membership, and you have to hope YouTube gives it to you. And LDG just gifted another membership. Thank you so much, LDG. However, as John Araki said, I don't believe it's not given to anybody. So more than likely, YouTube is going to wait to give it out because there's nobody here who's eligible to get a gift membership. Pop Culture Curator just showed up. Hello, Pop. I hope you're doing well, Pop. And yes, we are still helping Pop Culture Curator, guys. Please, as a reminder, give to Pop. What's a give to Pop Culture Curator. He's still collecting money. We want to help him now get from California to Arizona. He's got people who will come pick him up and bring him to Arizona, save him from San Francisco and bring him to Arizona, him and his dogs. So please help. If you even if you can only give prayers, if you follow that site, you can give prayers, you can sign up, and you'll get updates. Updates as Pop Culture Curator makes them. Yvette says, Aravic, thank God it wasn't. It's a fake. John Araki says, Pride Month is going down in history as Bird's most lucrative month. Cody Guy has become a member. Thanks you. I'm not sure if that was from John Araki or LDG yet, but congrats, Cody Guy. Yvette says, Sean, click on the green box. There are 5. Last on occasion, Sean, do you have allow gifts enabled? Absolutely. Thank you, guys. So you know what to do. Chronos says first, and he says, hey, all of prey. Welcome, Chronos. Kapla. Chronos says, peeps are aging. Aging? Everybody's aging, Chronos. Richie Poole says, hashtag ban Chronos. Chronos says, hey to Mamo Prey. Professor Brainy Specs says, belated happy birthday to Mike Richards. Oh man, we are way back. Jedi Bill says hello to Chronos. Yvette says yo to the slug. Chronos says unbanned Pool. Richie Poole was never banned. Professor Brainy Specs says hope you're doing all right to Mike Richards. Last Son of K says a late happy birthday to Mike Richards. Rabid Slug says this is for Yvette. She loves my slug. Wow. Richie Poole wants to bring back Chronos. Richie Slug. Oh my God. Rabid Slug says it's Bizarro World. Rabid Slug says Bird of Prey, no skylines today. No, not for me. If you want to watch some city skylines, my friend Addie has been playing city skylines almost every day for a while. His channel is, I think it's called Addie Goes Places. I'll bring it up later. I'll give the link. When we go to the web browser, I'll bring up the link. So no city skylines for me, Chronos. Mike Richards is Professor Brainy Specs. I'm not bouncing back very quickly from my last surgery. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mike Richards, but at least you are here. At least you are here. Rabbit Slug says, Bird, you sound better today. Thank you, Rabbit Slug. I got some decent sleep. I got some decent sleep last night. So knocking wood, I hope things go well. Unfortunately, it's rare to have 2 good days, but maybe we will. Maybe we will. Professor Brainy, I just don't, I don't want to jinx it, Mama Pray. Professor Brainy Specs is Mike Richards praying for more rapid healing for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mike Richards says, hey, Sluggo. Rabid Slug says, butt ban. Yeah, a butt ban is when a moderator has their phone in their pocket and they don't realize that it's on, and they sit down and they accidentally ban someone from the channel. It's happened multiple times. It's why our good friend Wesley Crusher, aka the Traveler, is not a moderator. He was prone to butt banning people, and he asked not to be a moderator because he didn't want to butt ban anybody. And last Son of K says, thank you, I appreciate it. I never ban anyone. 1A absolutist. Thank you, last Son of K. Mike Richards says, I never turn down prayers. Awesome. Neither do I. Rabbits like Ouchie says, I have an ugly butt. You know what? I'm not going to argue. You probably do. Although I think pretty much every male butt is ugly. Speaking of male butts, Deej recently was in the hospital. If you guys didn't notice, check out Deej, our friend Deej. Last night he had to go to the hospital. Check out his stream. I don't want to give away, but you can see or hear at least what he had to have done to his butt. Deej had to have butt surgery, and he details what needed to be done on his channel. So check out Deej Odyssey, to hear the details of what the doctors had to do to Deej's butt last night. And I'm not joking. That's real. Professor Brainy Specs says, no, Jeff, not here, Chronos. Jedi Bill says to Rabbit Slug, do you like salt? Rabbit Slug says, only one person can salt me. Richie Fool says, Bird's brain talks to him. It does. It does. Gorilla says, maybe a statue of him in chains being flogged. No, not that type of statue. Rabbit Slug says, Cardassians have big butts. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Yvette says, love to Deej, who is in the hospital getting jabbed. Absolutely. Is he in the hospital again? Now? Richie Poole says, at least the Bajoran pigeons will have something to poop on. Hakeem is here. Hey, Hakeem. Rabbit Slug says, hey to Hakeem. Gorilla's Random Thoughts puts in about alpacas. Rabbit Slug says, Deej is still alive. I hope he is. He was a few hours ago. I'm sure he is. Famous Bear says, hello, everyone. Kapla, Famous Bearer. Rabbit Slug says, Gorillas is XXX. Sounds dirty. Rabbit Slug says, Jedi Bill, wait, you changed your name. Oh, that's right. Jedi Bill 797 is now Jedi Space Bill. You took out the number, Jedi Bill. I didn't notice. Kapla. Neil, Jedi Bill 797. Now rise, Jedi Bill. Welcome back, Jedi Bill. Rabbit Slug is lolling. Rabbit Slug says, I hate that heart. I know, that heart. I hated the heart too, Rabbit Slug. But you know what? YouTube giveth and YouTube taketh away. Like that. I had that heart for months. And then about a week ago, YouTube took it away from me. So I think they moved it and they gave it to another group of people. So I feel bad for anyone who still has the heart, but I will tell you that there's a decent chance YouTube will take it away again. I think maybe a month, maybe 2 months, I don't know. They're testing it. Make sure if they give you any questions, if they give you a survey, you say you do not like the heart. It's useless. Rabbit Slug says, who was the rocket scientist that came up with that idea? Idiots. They are idiots who came up with these ideas. They have nothing to bring to the table except they make up shit to make busy work for the programmers because they need to justify their jobs. A bunch of marketing people need to justify their jobs at YouTube. So they think up bullshit shit and then they put it in. Everybody bitches. Then they take it away and people congratulate them. And they're like, oh, look, we increased user engagement by 0.6%. Now we justify our $200,000 a year paychecks because we got user engagement up 6% or 0.6%. Professor Brainy Specs says, Berto Bray 5, I see you, Professor. I see you. Last on the case is I currently don't have the heart thing, and I hope I never do. On the phone, on YouTube app, no heart thing. I have it on it was on the computer, on my Chrome browser, also Opera browser, pretty much any browser on my computer. Rabbit Slug Ouchies says, I still like DS9. Absolutely. I love DS9. And John Araki says, the prophets did not care. You know what? You're absolutely right, John Araki. That was another whole point to my thoughts that I didn't even get a chance to talk about. John Araki, the prophets didn't care. Rabbit Slug says that was a dorky episode. I liked it. Richie Poole says, I wonder which case Kronos would be in. The slug case. Yeah, Rabbit Slug, I would be in the lowest of the low. Jedi Bill says, what language are you speaking, Bird of Prey? I'm speaking Bajoran, Deep Space Nine, Jedi Bill. What the hell is this? Hello? Hello?
Hi, I'm Emily calling you from Health Solutions, and we are sending you the diabetic testing meter now called to you.
You're calling on a recorded line from where?
Health Solutions. Are you diabetic? Do you have diabetes?
Well, wouldn't you know if you're calling me? Hello? Man, she just sounded tired and lazy. She wasn't going to put up with anything. She felt like she was going to fall asleep.
Probably been working.
She probably has been working 20 hours. Anyway. Dan Benz is in London. Not long ago, there were some statues of people from slavery times that were removed or people wanted taken down. Yes, that is something. Cast. Captain Fandom Nerd says it's pronounced cast. Thank you, Captain. Rabbit Slug says need Hoshi to translate. Professor Brainy Specs is Bird of Prey. You don't know that in 200 years after Akoram Land disappeared, that the Bajorans wouldn't have given up the caste system. But it was specifically mentioned in DS9 that the caste system was only abandoned during the occupation. Okay? That line exists. In that episode, that Kira says they gave up the caste system because of the occupation. And he says when he got back, he's like, oh, well, then it's obvious. I'm here to bring the Bajorans to go back to the caste system. So it's very unlikely they would have naturally given up the caste system if not forced to. And they were only forced to do it because everybody was being subjugated, I guess. Everybody was being forced to work labor and whatnot. So there was no real, being born to a higher caste didn't get you out of working in ore processing. So, and everybody who could was needed for the military. Everybody who could was needed for the resistance. The resistance couldn't be picky about the caste of the people who would volunteer. So yeah, even if you were in the unclean low caste, you were still allowed to join the Bajoran resistance. Low Specs Linux laptop is in the house. Hello, Low Specs. Last Son of K says, I got something Hoshi can translate. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. Richie Pools is next up. Bird is going to advocate Trump be added to Mount Rushmore, or better yet, have Trump replace Lincoln. We could probably add him. I don't know if I'd want him to replace Lincoln, but I think he might deserve to be put up. Jedi Bill says, oh, I think Star Trek language. Yes, it's a Star Trek language. Rabbit Slug says, is this a rant? Oh, pray. I don't know. Is it? Rabbit Slug says, Biden is falling well these days. 54.5 Axis Radio says, Bird, I think you've been listening to the radio way too much. I don't even have a radio on anymore. I haven't listened to the radio in months, if not years. Valhalla Vortex says, hello, everyone. Kapla Valhalla Vortex. Good to see you. Not sure if you're still here. 54.5 Axis Radio says hello to Rabbit Slug. Rabbit Slug says hey to Vortex. Rabbit Slug says keep firing, assholes. 54.5 says hello to Jedi Bill. Professor Brainy Spec says Bird of Prey. The Bajorans were bad to each other because of what the Cardassians did to them. No. And you can't base these Bajorans on another universe's Bajorans from parallels. I will grant you that, maybe. But no, the Bajorans were bad to each other because of the caste system. Okay? And then after the caste system and after the Cardassians did everything they did, like a week, not even a week, within a few days of reintroducing the caste system, you have Vedics killing other Bajorans, flat out murder. A Vedic flat out murders another Bajoran Vedic for refusing to step down because he wasn't a member of the right caste. Just kills him. Bajoran Vedic doesn't give two shits. About the flat out murder of another Bajoran. Has nothing to do with Cardassians. You know what? I saw that. I was like, maybe the Cardassians were right. Maybe the Cardassians were keeping the Bajorans from killing each other. Professor says, you are nuts. Rabbit Slug says, Mom O'Prey, have a tail O'Prey today.
Oh, I have a tail right now.
Oh, she's got a tail right now. Okay, Mom O'Prey. You're making Kronos' day.
Well,
let's switch to Mom O'Prey mode.
I am walking over here.
Uh-oh.
And what am I carrying?
She's carrying the air purifier.
That just came.
That just came in the mail, and
Everybody,
Amazon delivered it. Uh-oh.
So let me start first by saying hello, everyone. I need light, Joe. I'm turning on the light so I can see. Okay, so this air purifier just came. Now, many of you already know that I have an ongoing, I'll use the word hatred because I can't think of a better one, for all the people that design and pack products. You know, not the products themselves. I used to respect the people that were able to get a 6-foot piece of wood or whatever in a 2-foot box. That's going a little far, but you understand what I mean. I don't respect them anymore. I know I'm getting old and my hands don't work the way they used to, and I don't have the strength that I used to. But even with scissors and any kind of appliance help that I could think of, many of the products that come here these days are just frustrating, and it takes me longer to open them than is worth it. But of course, the air purifier is something that we need. And opening the box, first I opened the outside box, then I opened the inside box. I open it up, there's a piece of foam on top, I take it out, I pull out the air purifier, there's another piece of foam, I leave it in the box, and then there's the user manual. So I get the user manual out. That's pretty simple. I mean, so far I haven't cursed anybody. First page of the user manual says stop. Please do not return this product to the retailer. If you are missing parts or have any issues, blah, 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 blah,
You can
blah.
ignore that.
Of course I can ignore it. But, put that in the back or in the middle or something. No, it's the first page. Okay, so now I'm going second page, top features, third page is contents. Now I'm on the fourth page of the user manual. And this is how it starts. Unboxing. To unbox the air purifier, open the box, take out the foam lining, and take out the internal accessories and user manual. Well, how would I be able to read this if I didn't already do that? I mean, come on. Anyway, so that got me. I go on and it gives you a picture of the air purifier, and it tells you to take the filter out and remove its plastic packaging and take the charger out of the filter. And it shows you where the charger is and the filter and the base, but nowhere does it tell you how to take it apart to get at the filter and the charger inside it. Yes, I figured it out, and I'm about to figure if this thing works. But wouldn't the unboxing instructions, if you needed them, be put on the outside of the box before you open it?
Well, it is 2023, and the manuals tend to be linked to the product on the purchase page. So it's conceivable they thought you might have looked at the manual via PDF before you even open the box. I don't like it, but it's conceivable.
Wouldn't it be better to put it on the outside of the effing box?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm back to hating. I think everybody, and it's not the user manual, at least there was a user manual in here.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple of things I bought and ordered for Charlie had no user manual, no directions on the outside of the box. Usually the box would come and says needs 6 AA batteries or 2 double. This had nothing, but it took 6 AA batteries. It was a bubble making machine. And the one before it was a bubble making lawnmower.
That didn't take batteries.
No, that didn't take batteries, but it didn't say whether it did or not. And I was trying to take this thing apart because I thought it should take batteries. Anyway, there's my tale for the day. I'm going to see if this air purifier actually works now. So, don't worry, Bird, your air will be purified if this works. If it doesn't, we have to go back to page 1 and stop. Guys, have a good day, weekend, whatever it is where you are.
Captain Fandom Nerd with a $2 super chat says, bless Mama Pray. Bless Mom.
And I apologize if any of you out there actually do design packaging for products. Think of old people when you do it.
Thank you, Mama Pray.
Yeah.
And LDG with a $2 super chat says IQ Air. And Captain Fandom Nerd got Kissing Dax. LDG's IQ Air has simple plus easy to read instructions. But LDG gets it's a fake. LDG, do you work for IQ Air? Who in your family it works for IQ Air?
Where do you want this?
I don't know.
Where do we have a plug?
Replace Alexa with it, but then Charlie will think Alexa grew. Professor says, you are nuts. I read that. Does Mama Pray have a tail? That's where we were. Last on the case is Bird is slipping. His rants are just forced today. Oh, no. Oh, last on the K. That was not a forced. It was not a forced rant. You might not get the nuance. It might not be the most interesting, but that was not forced. Richie Poole says, I think Bird should stop listening to his brain. Rabbits like says, for Cardassia. For Cardassia! I don't even know if the rant was about Bajor or the air purifier. Professor says, at least on this topic. Dan Ben says, TNG, Ensign Rowe, Picard. I read about the achievements of ancient Bajoran civilizations in my 5th grade reader. They were architects and artists, builders and philosophers, when humans were yet standing erect. Now I see how history has rewarded them. Yeah, but that's not quite true. Humans were the Bajorans don't go back that far. Humans were standing erect hundreds of thousands of years ago. Rabbit Slug says, build back better. Dan Benz, yeah. Rabbit Slug says, Bird's thoughts. Gorilla says, Bird, I think the maple smoke has gotten to you. Jedi Bill says, too much to explain to Rabbit Slug. Oh, Rabbit Slug says, why did you lose the 797? Jedi Bill says, it's too much to explain. Valhalla Vortex says, I think I fell asleep during the rant. Well, shit. I guess I am. I guess I'm losing it. It's clearly no rant at all. Rabbit Slug says, fandom is a fan. Rabbit Slug says, pool is rich. Dan Ben says, you don't want acid rain. That is all true. Famous Bearer says, a prison that gives you everything except your freedom is still a prison. Rabbit Slug says, God is an American. You're goddamn right. Dan Van says, I forgot the name for the name of people who prepare for staff. I don't know. Rabbit Slug says, Bird of Prey, sing Fly Me to the Moon. Fly me to the moon. Let me swing among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. I think that's what I know offhand. Yes, Mama, right? What was?
Keep 1 foot away from where oxygen is being administered.
Keep 1 foot away from where oxygen
Right.
is being administered.
Right. So at night,
Mhm.
it's 1 foot away.
It's fine.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it over there. Okay.
Sure.
I got it.
Rabbit Slug says Bill is a fanatic. Rabbit Slug is coughing, cough, cough. Is Deej still alive? Yes, Deej is alive. Richie Fools says Deej is getting a butt operation. Rabbit Slug is lolling. I hope that's on high.
Yeah. Is that too loud now?
That's a little loud. Yeah.
Well, I'll put it back.
Put it to medium or
That's sleep. We don't want that.
no, we don't need sleep. We can put it a little higher. Butt lives matter, says Rabbit Slug. Last on the case says they lied about the Ohio train derailment. Governments lie. It's true. Rabbit Slug says we need less government, tons less. Bird is a carpenter. Valhalla says Shaka when the walls fell. Yes. Garmak and Jalad at Tanagra. Rabbit Slug is lolling the spam. Shaka when the spam spoiled. Executive producer Sal Leibowitz, Kapla. Executive producer Sal Leibowitz says Shaka when the spam spoiled. Oh my God. And the chat jumped quite a bit. Shit. Where are we? Rabbit Slug says Valhalla is a nerd. Richie Pools' Bird of Prey tears down a wall and builds bridges. Well, he tries to build bridges at least. This is true. Rabbit Slug says I could sell some peeps some bridges to nowhere. Valhalla says the Freakness. The Freakness is the horse race between the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont Stakes. So I don't know where you're from, but in the United States, there's 3 major horse races. There's the Kentucky Derby, there's the Freakness, and there's the Belmont Stakes. The Kentucky Derby is, of course, in Kentucky. I don't really know where the Freakness is. And the Belmont Stakes is about 5 miles away from my house here in Queens, in New York City, the very outskirts of New York City. The border between Queens and Long Island. So, and that's tomorrow. So the Freakness must have happened sometime. The Kentucky Derby and the Freakness are already over. They happened weeks ago. So, last on the case is when was the last Triple Crown winner? 45 years ago? No, there was a Triple Crown winner, like, I don't know, in the last decade sometime. Rabbit Slug says, I think I'm older than Joe. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, Kapla Bird and everyone. Happy outdated spam day. Yes, I am all the way back there, LDG, in the chat. Rabbit Slug says thank you to 47. Valhalla Vortex says he's the last Triple Crown occurred in 2018 with Justify. That's it, Justify. Rabbit Slug says I really don't like Kuroga. Wow, Rabbit Slug. What a jerk. Cody guys is 2 weeks to flatten the smoke. Rabbits like ouchies says, we didn't start the fire. Was always burning since the world. Yeah, no, Canada started the fire. Last on the case is thank you for the apology, 47, but it's still not you and your fellow Canadian citizens' fault. I still blame the Canadian government. Rabbit Slug says it's always burning since the bird's been turning. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is bird. It was a time-lapse video. Look at the lightning map. Okay. The bird is a lie, says Stanley. Rabbit Slug says, can you trust Kurogans? Yes. Last on the case is I got the part about the air purifier. I just think the rant was forced. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Rabbit Slug says running sounds like work. Rabbit Slug says, is Bird ever going to read the chat in a serious way? And I'm tired of member berries. Captain Phantom Nerd says military grade equals lowest bidder. Absolutely. Rabbit Slug says it can hurt. It can hurt to be depressed. I know, Rabbit Slug. I know. We all know. Dan Ben says he will remember that. LDG says agreed last son of K. I don't know why he's being a hater on this. Rabbit Slug says subs are tasty. Famous Bear says don't blame Canada. The wind is blowing the wrong way. Well, where would it blow? Up to the North Pole? Rabbit Slug says hey to Mama Pray. And Sean says, hey guys, I'm back. Welcome back. Richie Poole says there is at least 3 people here who are not members yet. Yeah, but if they're on brand accounts, they can't be members. Not through member gifts. Rabbit Slug says, wow, I hate YouTube. Dan Ben says, it can be very difficult to find the button to turn on the ability to be gifted memberships. Rabbit Slug says, I would be one. I'm cheap. Thank you again, LDG, for another membership gift. And Pop Culture Curator came back. Last son of Cases Bird. I know about allowing gifts. I have my reasons for not being a member with everyone I'm subscribed to. Thank you for the wrench. Absolutely, last son of K. First, by no means do I expect anyone to ever become a member. To be frank, I'm surprised anyone ever became a member. And you are, by no means do I look down upon anyone who's not a member. At all. It wouldn't even cross my mind. Pop Culture Curator says, Kapla Bird, hope you are doing well. Thank you, Pop. I hope you do well soon. I know you need it. Rabbit Slug says, hey to Culture. Pop Culture Curator. And Cody Guy got gifted LDG's membership. Last on the case is Sean, tap my green spot on the top of chat, LDG's gift. Pop Culture Curator says hello to Rabid. LDG says Cody got it. Daniel's Hot Topic says, I hope Gul Dukat comes back in Star Trek someday. Pop culture curator says he's in the hospital. They gave him morphine and fentanyl today. It looks like cancer. Oh, Pop, I'm sorry. Rabbit Slug says, I hope Pop is having a good day. Rabbit Slug says, really, San Fran? Damn. Last on the case says, I'm typing on my phone and didn't catch it. Downside of only having phone for access. Pop culture curator says, thank you, Bird. No need to thank me, Pop. Whatever we can do. Sean PRK says, Bird, yesterday would have been my dad's birthday. Sorry to that. I do wish. It's not quite a happy birthday, but a day that you remember him a little stronger, I think. You know, when my dad's birthday comes up, and he's been passed now for quite a while, but a little bit more. I think about my dad every day, pretty much, but a little more on his birthday. I think that's pretty normal. I think that's pretty normal. Captain Fandom Nerd says, Pop Culture, how are you? He is hanging in there. Dan Ben says, does anyone ever shorthand San Francisco like LA or New York? I've seen SF. I've seen people shorthanded SF. Not as much as LA or New York. Last Son of K has some prayers for Pop Culture Curator. Gorilla's Random Thought says, if Pop gets his goal, I'll have my neighbor hold me down and force me to eat a Catalina Reaper, and everyone who knows me knows I hate spicy. Mama probably doesn't understand why, but okay. Rabbit Slug says, all due respect to Addie, I would rather see you fail at making cities. Understood, Rabbit Slug. I'll do some city skylines at some point. Next time, I think I'll do it though, where I have a panel so other people can read the chat and I can concentrate on the game. Dan Ben says, yeah, when I was first moderator, I kept pressing the wrong buttons, but not anymore. Rabbit Slug says, Deej has issues. He does. He does indeed. Captain Phantom Nerd asks Mike Richard, is there anything in particular you need a prayer for? Sean Carter says, I'm not laughing at his troubles. I'm laughing at Bird's description. I hope he's okay. Yeah. Yeah, Deej's butt needs your prayers. Prayer. Don't forget to pray for Deej's butt, Captain. And all of us. Deej's butt is in our prayers. LDG says he's okay, Sean. One extra butthole for a while. Fair. That's a fair description. Mike Richards says nothing specific to Captain Phantom Nerd, but thank you. Daniel's Hot Topics says, Bird, on June 9th, 1993, Jurassic Park came out to theaters. I remember seeing it back in 93. I was 6 at the time. Today is June 9th, 2023. It's the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. Happy anniversary. It's also the anniversary of, what was it, Star Trek 5? I think it's also the anniversary of Star Trek 5 today. But I also remember Jurassic Park coming out in theaters I don't think I saw it on the day it opened, but pretty soon after. It was I was in high school, and one of my high school English teacher after school had it wasn't a school trip. It was just something she kind of put together. So like Mamo Pray drove me to the movie theater because it wasn't the local neighborhood theater. It was the one. It was the nicest theater in South Brooklyn at the time. Probably still is, which is crap compared to any real movie theater, but the United Artists in Sheepshead Bay. And I remember seeing Jurassic Park there. It was a good movie. Last on the case is it's a distraction from a lousy company and how broken YouTube is. Rabbit Slug says engage. Richie Pools says bird rant. Look out YouTube. Heart. Bird has you in his crosshairs. No, that wasn't a rant. Hakeem says, I had the hearts since November, but most people don't see them. Now they took it away. Hakeem, you are certainly entitled to a wrench, Hakeem. Did you ask not to have a wrench? Would you like a wrench? I feel like you would have had a wrench by now, but maybe you asked not to have one. If you want a wrench, please let me know, Hakeem. I will totally give you one. Rabbit Slug misses quantum torpedoes. Captain Fandom Nerd says now they have new emojis. Those appear to be various rainbow emojis. They are not channel emojis. There's a pride emoji, says Rabbit Slug. Last Son of K is got a concerned emoji. Rabbit Slug is still on the cast episode. Rabbit Slug says Bajoran sounded worse than the Cardassians. Rabbit Slug says it was a rant au pray for sure. Rabbit Slug says video killed the radio star. Rabbit Slug says I don't like being killed by a Vedic. Rabbit Slug says murdered. Daniel's Hot Topic says Vedics are killing other Bajorans. When did this happen? I guess it was a sacrifice to the prophets. It was the episode where the other guy came back and claimed to be the emissary, and then Cisco and him went into the wormhole to ask the prophets, who is the real emissary? And then they sent him back in time to his original time. And then Major Kira remembered learning about his unfinished poem. And then when he got sent back, Major Kira was the only person to realize that the poem was finished. Magically, she was the only one who remembered the alternate timeline in which he never finished his poem. And then by magic, he was in the book with the finished ending. Sean Carter says hello to Mamo Pray. The last on the case is hashtag no more bird rants today. Words and Pictures says hello Mamo Pray. Thank you for a Mamo Pray tale. Oh, very nice words and pictures. Rabbit Slug says respect the hatred. Mike Richards says this was a clerical error. Bird of Prey received a hair purifier. No, it wasn't a hair purifier. It was an air purifier. Last Son of K has a heart from Mamo Pray tale. Rabbit Slug says, what is hair? I know. Hair is a dream I used to have. It's long gone. Rabbit Slug says, a box within a box. Dan Ben says, it's like buying a baseball cap and not sure how many of the stickers and tags you're supposed to take off or keep on. Rabbit Slug says, I like the bubble wrap. Last on the case of Slug, you don't know by now. LDG says, sounds fishy. What a Meshuggah kind of air purifier did you get? I got Amazon's, Amazon's Best or whatever it's called. Rabbit Slug says, probably not. At least Mr. Happy is there. I don't know what that means. LDG says, China garbage must have been from Alibaba. Rabbit Slug says, what's that, a Mamo Pray rant? Rabbit Slug says, worth every moment. Richie Pool says, Mamo Pray almost used the F word. Almost, she says. Rabbit says she did. I don't know. Rabbit Slug says, fandom is rich. Richie Pool says, almost. Dan Ben says, well, it's like those websites that have a list of things to help you in a situation. It all starts with the first turn your phone on or computer off. If you do that, how are you supposed to read it? True enough. Rabbit Slug and last son of K, thank you to Mamo Pray. Rabbit Slug says pickles is also rich. Rabbit Slug says, I don't design packaging. Oh, right. Rabbit Slug says, it's a steak. Kissing a Dax. Dan Ben says, I've had several things before that say pocket size and don't fit in the pocket. And Dan Ben asks, what do self-sealing stem bolts do? Or self-sealing stem bolts do what? They self-seal. Rabbit Slug says, what does Canar taste like? I have a feeling it tastes like fish juice. Yeah, probably fishy, says Rabbit Slug. Dan Ben says, ancient ones had solar sails. How do you get from the ground to space? Okay, maybe you can build a solar sail ship, but how do ancient Bajorans get from the ground to space without rockets? Sean Carter says, is Deej going to make a stream called Butt Life? He might, now that you say that. Oh, Sassy threw up. Sassy girl. She's over here by the wires. Rabbit Slug says AOC was in a horse race. No, Rabbit Slug, AOC was not in a horse. Poor AOC. Jedi Bill says no Wordle, and we're deep in Dear Bop. Yeah, okay, we got to do Wordle and Dear Bops. I understand. I got to get through the chat a little bit more. Rabbit Slug says, how old are you, Joe? 44?
Yeah.
44. I'm old enough that I'm never quite sure anymore. Captain Fandom Nerds says, Bird of Prey, the Freakness Stakes. Location, Primico Racecourse, Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, thank you. The Freakness is in Baltimore. So you got Kentucky, Baltimore, and Belmont, New York. Rabbit Sucks is salty, calls me a jerk all the time. Last on the case is, wow, I missed Justified's Triple Crown win. I guess I really haven't paid attention in a long while. Oh, they talked about it, felt like for a month after that horse won. Dan Bentz's horse racing gets shown on British TV regularly, including one of the standard channels you don't need a satellite or cable for. You know, one of the CEO of the company I used to work for bought a racehorse. And so he used to travel. He used to travel around. He had a place in Saratoga, New York, where Saratoga is a big horse race town. So I used to watch a little more horse racing than usual because as an office, we would usually put our money together and somebody would go down to the track and we'd all put, 10, 20 bucks together. And so we'd have a pretty substantial bet and somebody would go and buy the ticket and on the hopes that he would win. This way, if he won, we'd all win. And if he lost, we all would get angry and say, that son of a bitch. I really couldn't have cared less about horse racing, but in college, when I was a super broke college kid, in my senior year of college, when like my money was pretty much completely gone, and I was literally living solely off of my credit card, in a race to see if I would graduate before my credit card would reach its maximum limit. The August of the final year, I had one more semester. And that August, we went up to my friend he was a fraternity brother, but he still lives in Saratoga, New York. And one summer we went up, a bunch of us went up to hang out with him. And we went to the racetrack. And my first time in my adult life, I was betting on horses. And I didn't have a lot of money, but I put a $10 bet here, a $10 bet there. And I got like 4 or 5 races in a row. Just all I did was bet on first place. I didn't do anything fancy. I just looked at the names of the horses and maybe 4 or 5 races in a row. I just put down that I knew that horse was going to win. That horse was going to win. That horse was going to win. My tactic was to look at the odds and not bet on the horse that was most likely to come in first and not bet on the horse that was most likely to come in last, but bet on a horse that was, somewhere in like halfway. And so if they won, you got, you easily got more than double your money back, but you didn't get like 100. You didn't get 10 times your money back. So like the first rank, I made like 40 bucks on a $10 bet. And then I bet like 20 bucks and I made like 80. And then I bet like 50 bucks and I made like 250. And like, so 4 or so in, I was up like 400 bucks. Then I put like 100 and I lost it. I was like, okay, I'm done betting. I made like $300 that day. I was super happy. And then on the drive home, I bought an instant lottery ticket, a scratch off lottery ticket at the gas station for $2. And I hit another $50. It was wonderful. I was like, felt like I was rich. I couldn't make a mistake. And I was so happy. And it was good because I didn't have any money at that point, really. Like that was good cash. Of course, a few months later, I started my job and then I had money. And within a year, I was making enough that, I couldn't believe that I was so poor at that point. But it took years to pay back the credit cards, to pay back my student loans. And I did. It took a long time, but I eventually paid back all the credit cards, all the student loans, and then some.
And then found out you didn't need to pay back your student loan after you got sick, but you did it.
Well, I had already paid off the student loan.
No.
Oh yeah, I did. I had one more student loan. Had I known I had become completely disabled at the time, I wouldn't have had to pay back. Like I'd paid back like 90%.
Yeah, you had it.
There was like $3,000 left to pay back, and I paid it when I first got sick because I didn't want to risk it going up again. But had I read a little further and realized I'd become completely disabled, I would have been able to get that last amount discharged. But
if the doctors didn't say you'll be walking in a year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Right.
We're not going down that road. The point was, I did good. I did good at the horse race. Rabbit Slug says, I don't want to be member berries. Rabbit Slug says, like the movie The Secret of My Success. Rabbit Slug says he had an arcade, right? Not an arcade, Rabbit Slug. Dad O'Prey used to work on the video games. So we had like an arcade in our garage. He used to put out video games at various stores and places. He'd have one game here, two games there, like stores and bars, restaurants, types of places. Last on the case is I lost my dad, Kay, 35 years ago this coming October. Oof. I'm sorry. Last son of Kay. Well, that makes sense. That checks out. Rabbit Slug says condolences to those they have lost. That have lost. Thank you, Rabbit Slug. Rabbit Slug says Garfield O'Prey is sticky. Rabbit Slug, the worst Star Trek movie ever. Row, row, row your boat. Bird is just a dream. Rabbit Slug says, I'm too cheap for a wrench. You have a wrench. Hakeem, I don't mind. I'm just grateful to be here. Well, Hakeem, and you are also getting your wrench today. Consider yourself wrenched. Feel free to put in the chat links to other YouTubers, to your YouTube channel if you have one, any social media, anything you find of interest, not spam, but anything else. Dan Ben says it's Deep Space Nine, Season 4, Ascension. Thank you, Dan Ben, Ascension. Last on the case is Bajorans equal profits, Ferengi equal profits. That is true. Rabbit Slug says, what would a mirror universe bird of prey be like? It's a good question. Rabbit Slug says, seriously, Bird, you never heard Robin Williams? I've heard of Robin Williams. I don't know what what I said. Obviously, I've heard of Robin Williams. Gorilla's Random Thoughts puts in the bird of prey symbol emoji. Rabbit Slug says, gorillas can bop. Yeah, Sassy throws up every so often. Sorry, Rabbit Slug. Yeah, it is gross. Last Son says, aw, Sassy. Pop Culture Curator says, bird of prey. I'll have an update on my donation page later today. Very cool. Pop Culture Curator. Guys, make sure you check out again. If you haven't already, sign up to get your updates on Pop Culture Curator. Rabbit Slug says, you have a good day today, Pop Culture Curator. Are you having a good day? Hakeem says, Birdle has made me much better at word puzzles. Thank you. Rabbit Slug says, AOC Racing, question mark. Rabbit Slug says, Mafia peeps all like the track. Do you have off-track betting in New York City? We used to. I don't think we do anymore. No, I don't think we do anymore. Rabbit Slug says, I didn't go to college. I like my brain the way it is. Yeah, Rabbit Slug, I understand. Rabbit Slug said, Joe go on any panty raids? No, I'm not. I do not recall any panty raids. Last on the case says, there is no more higher education. Colleges and universities are indoctrination centers now. Honestly, they're not so, I mean, they are, but basically, like, I could tell even when I was going to college, they weren't selling higher education. What they were selling was basically debauchery. And they were trying to get kids to live on campus. And they were trying to tell kids, hey, live on campus and there's going to be parties and you're going to have sex and, you know, you just enjoy it. And we'll take thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars from the government and you just sign this paper and don't worry about it. And for the most part, it worked. It worked. So many people would sign away their papers and they would just enjoy, quote unquote, enjoy the college experience. College wasn't about learning. It became about experimenting. And like, oh, well, it's the place you can do those sorts of things. You could experiment with drugs. You could experiment with sex. You could experiment with other types of things. And it was all okay as long as you did it on campus, you were kind of had protection from the outside. Like nobody was going to come and arrest you. And it wasn't about teaching. It was just about making that money. Making that money, signing the kids up for financial aid and sucking any money from their parents and telling, oh yeah, your kids are coming here to learn. Bullshit. Jedi Bills says refund, no Dear Bop or Wordle. I want the LDG refund. We're getting there, Jedi Bill. We're getting there. Multi-Gunman says Vertebrae. Hey, Bird, how's it going? Multi-Gunman, it's going, Multi-Gunman. It's going. Jedi Bill says, impatiently, I'm still here. Very good. Okay, we're closing in on the chat. Dan Vance is Vertebrae, Memory Alpha, Bajoran Lightship, Solar Sail. It was never specifically stated. I know it wasn't stated how the Bajorans reached orbit or made planet. Yeah, there was no way to land. There was no way to take off. There was no way to land. Rabbit's Log says, do I smell smoke again? Maybe. My garage was an arcade. My garage was full of old video games. Rabbit's Log misses Jedi's number. Where is Dear Bop? Okay. We'll get to Dear Bop. Rabbit's Log says, with beer glasses. Last on the K says, with a nice set of beer taps. Dan Ben says, Welch's grape juice. Rabbit's Log is chugging. Chug, chug, chug. You mean from the taxpayers? Yes, Rabbit's Log. From the taxpayers. The taxpayers paid. Richie Bulls is Bird of Prey. Did you say experiment in college? Yeah. Oh, did I experiment in college? Not like that. Not like that. Rabbit Slug says Krampus. Dan Ben wants Dear Bop. Last on the case is most of my mid-20s. Woke sheeple went to college or university. Indoctrination. Rabbit Slug says never understood the light shifts. Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. I need to Jaloja, and then I promise we will go to Dear Bops, and then after Dear Bops, we'll see what else is going on. Okay? Okay. Be right back.
Ronald McDonald in Dreamy Breakfast.
This morning it seems Ronald's having a dream.
Time for breakfast, Birdie.
Oh boy, hotcakes!
Hoppin' McHotcakes. After 'em, Birdie.
You betcha!
Whoop. Whoops. Gotcha!
Got you! Ronald, time for breakfast with a friend.
Wow! Yummy hotcake syrup and butter.
Plus juice and milk. Breakfast.
A dream come true.
McDonald's and you.
If we lived in a world where all women were the same, they'd need only one shampoo. Clairol introduces 7 shampoos for the real world, where all women are different. Clairol Essence shampoos, each with its own natural botanical. Aloe Essence for extra body. Chamomile Essence for beautiful highlights. Ginseng Essence for conditioning. 7 Clairol Essence shampoos that make your difference beautiful. Clairol Essence shampoos.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. It's the real. I'd like to teach the world what the world wants in perfect harmony. I'd like to buy the world a Coke and keep it company. Saturday night, a great new day. It's the Coke reaching new heights. Cooking is just how you feel when you know it's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coke is it. I'd like to teach the world just how you feel in perfect harmony. It's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a Coke. Coke is it.
Okay, we're back. Oh, okay. Right before we get to Dear Bob, I'm not going through all of them. I'm just going to say, of all the days today, it is National Sex Day. Just letting you know, it's National Sex Day. I'm not going to go through the details, but it's there. Okay. To the Dear Bops. To the Dear Bops. Okay. Dear Bop, a link to Reddit. What do we got? No snacks. Dinner will be ready in 3 minutes. Lisa says if she started dinner 3 minutes earlier, we wouldn't be in this mess. I don't get it, but okay. I mean, I understand I don't understand why anybody would put that link in. Dear Bob, what a waste of time. Trek movie. Christina Chong and other Star Trek vets join celebrity comedy podcast retelling the Wrath of Khan. Novelized by TV comedy writers, narrated by celebrities. I really don't give a shit. I'm not going to give them the time because fuck them. Fuck them. Not worth it. I don't care. Not going to listen. That's not Star Trek, okay? Somebody doing a podcast, that's not Star Trek. I'll watch real Star Trek or even shitty Star Trek, like actually on TV or in a movie theater, but I am not going to give publicity to some bullshit attempt to rape the Wrath of Khan for, extra publicity. So like here, like you said, whoever wrote this, what a waste of time. You were absolutely correct. It is a waste of time. So you know what you should have done? Ignore it. Not tweet it, not reply to it, not put it out there, not even send it in as Dear Bob. Just fuck it, ignore it, and let it die. Let it die. That's the problem. And that's the problem with like Twitter today. And I get so annoyed. So much of Twitter is so many people, and all they write is, I'm boycotting this, or this isn't worth anything, or this is shit, or this is garbage. And they're right in almost every case, except that they forgot the part about if this is shit, or you're boycotting this, or this isn't worth my time, then don't bring it up. Don't mention it. Don't retweet it. Don't reply to it. Don't message it. Let it die. Dear Bob. And a link to Instagram. Oh, the Mod Bricks Voyage Home. I've seen this. Unfortunately, it's not available. I tried ordering it. There's nobody who sells it in the United States. But even worse is that when you look more closely at it, it's pretty shitty. It's the closest thing to a Lego Bird of Prey, but it's a lot smaller than it looks, and it's really pretty crappy. That said, if I was in Germany, which appears to be the only place it's sold, yeah, I'd buy one. It's only like $20. It's like $20 US, but there's no way for me to get it in the United States or anything. And also, reality wise, at the moment, I don't have a place for it, and I wouldn't build it now because Charlie would get to it, and the pieces are too small for Charlie. So don't, please, even if you do live in Germany or could get access to one and you want to send it to me as a, I would appreciate it, but it's just not, it's not right for us at the moment. So thank you, even if you could get it. But we're not up for it at the time. What I do hope is that somebody at Lego sees it and they figure out a way to make a much bigger, more detailed, like Star Wars, like $500 version of the Millennium Falcon version of the Bird of Prey. That would be something. But that little craptastic one, it's a little too little. But at least it's something. Lego does not have the Star Trek license, though. No, Stanley. Lego does not have a Star Trek license because Lego, the rumor is that, Star Wars is blocking, they're not going to get both. And they already have the Star Wars license. So they will probably never have the Star Trek license. Dear Bob, she's old. She plays video games. Do we really need to give an F about this article? And you see, already I know. No, you don't need to give an F about this article. Also, the next Star Trek game called Star Trek Infinite will be on PC and Mac, so she has no problem playing that. Let's just see. Whoopi Goldberg really wants Blizzard to release Diablo 4 on Mac. I don't give a shit. I don't play Diablo. I don't think Whoopi Goldberg plays Diablo. And I really, I don't believe any of that. Dear Bob, you may like this train, New York City Railroad Channel. Amazing. Railroad Rambler. The Perils of Street Running, Utica, New York. None of this is New York City. This is New York State. Thank you. I'll check it out. I'll subscribe and take a look at it. We'll take a look at it later. Dear Bob, Mayor Eric Adams here. My office heard you would house undocumented migrants if they had a medical background. We have 426 that fit that criteria. If you agree to house all of them, I will have your fine for your new grass grill forgiven. If you don't house them, the fine goes up to $10,000 so we can find a better place for them. Signed, your favorite mayor. They're all 426 are all female and English speaking and have medical backgrounds. I need you to double confirm. Dear Bob, we are requesting help from the Korogan Armed Forces. Some asshole who lives in a city that worships an effing mouse keeps sending men into my water kingdom and kidnapping all my kids and friends, and even got my beloved wife a couple of days ago. this sick bastard had someone boil them in hot water, and then he eats their legs. He has it also expanded into eating my crustacean friends. And what he does to them is worse. He eats their tails. Any help from Kuroga would be appreciated. Signed, Sebastian. Hail Kuroga. Sebastian, I think I know the person who's behind this slaughter of sea creatures. I will personally intervene in diplomatic matters and do my best. My best to prevent the next mukbang of your friends. Yes, Mama Pray, it's LDG.
Yes, I know. Because I haven't had a lot of
Dear Bob, why is it whenever we talk about Canada in any context, it always starts out with effing Canada? It's just the way we talk about Canada. Dear Bob, we need a bird flipping you off rant emoji. Yeah, no, YouTube isn't going to. YouTube has standards on the emojis. You can't just make a middle finger emoji. Even though there is a middle finger emoji, you can't make one for YouTube. Dear Bob, is it a crime or justice when someone, let's call him Mr. Roxy, no. Dear Bob, why is New York called the Big Apple? Please explain. Okay. This has been told before on this channel, but what, Mama Friend?
I'm getting a metallic taste.
You're getting a metallic taste
Yes.
from the air purifier? This doesn't have I'm pretty sure this doesn't have any thing to produce a metallic taste. As for the Big Apple, the basic, the Indians who back in the day when the Indians were the people living here, the apple trees used to grow really big, and the apples used to be huge, and the apples would fall from the trees, and they were actually dangerous. They were like bowling balls falling for the trees, and they were like knocking colonists and stuff out. And so it was called the Big Apple because of the trees. Over time, the big apple trees got cut down, and only the little apple trees were left. And the big apple trees eventually went extinct. But, it's told in more, it can be documented. If you go to the real history, I have true history playlist. If you go to my true history playlist, you can hear the original story of why it's called the Big Apple. Dear Bob, DR, and a link. Bart Simpson. Hi, I'm Dr. Cheeks. I'm doing my rounds, and I'm a little behind. The old days of The Simpsons. Dear Bob, I also like this character from Futurama. Do you have any opinion, or are there two background that you just have nothing to say? Hattie McDougal. I'm not a particular fan of that character. Dear Bob, should I be buying Paramount Plus to watch shows like Star Trek, Strange New Worlds? No. No, if you don't need Paramount Plus for anything else, then don't get it for Strange New Worlds. Dear Bob, you have been pinked. Pinked. I have no idea what that means. Dear Bob, you are not normal. I'm aware. Dear Bob, bad cops, bad cops, bad cops, bad cops. The Springfield cops are on the take, but what do you expect for the money we make? Whether in a car or on a horse, we don't mind using excessive force. Bad cops, bad cops. I do kind of remember that from a Simpsons episode. Dear Bob, your boy Trump is a real piece of poop, isn't he? Couldn't even keep stuff to himself that was supposed to be classified. At least Joe kept things locked up in his garage next to his prize Corvette. I don't understand any of that. Trump kept his stuff super locked up and secure. Biden had his shit in his garage, which had no real protection. I understand Trump got quote unquote indicted last night or today. But once again, it doesn't matter. He's not going to get convicted. The only thing that's going to happen now is every president is going to just pardon themselves before they leave office, just in case the previous president or the next president wants to be a dick and go after them. And there's it makes zero sense. The guy literally could have pardoned himself if he thought for even a moment that he was guilty of a crime. Wouldn't have hurt anything. Yet nothing could have been done about it. Dear Bob, this remarkable house accessory has garnered recognition, included parent tested, patent approved, Editor's Choice Award, blah, 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 blah. I'm not reading all this. It's the IQ Air. I don't give a shit about IQ Air. Dear Bob, is it ironic justice when someone promotes a bunch of cheap Chinese stuff and gets his package to unbox on a YouTube channel that's all smashed to daylights, asking for a friend? That sounds like a soft buddy post. So that is it for the Dear Bops for today. Rabbit Slug says, rest in peace to the unwoke Simpsons. Indeed. Indeed. I wish Disney Plus had a way to watch a random Simpsons episode between seasons 1 and 15 or 1 and 20 even. I would do that. But being it's between 1 and 30 something, I don't even watch them anymore. I haven't watched a Simpsons episode in a really long time. I guess I could watch them from the start on Disney Plus, but it's like I don't want to watch anything after, certainly nothing after season 25. Okay, and preferably season 20 tops. Stanley says, so this is all just a really big waste of time and money. What is a big waste? What's the big waste of time and money? Wordle. Thank you, LDG. Wordle. We'll do Wordle. Now, I did Birdle. I did Birdle. Rabbit Slug says, is it true The View is getting canceled? I am unsure. I have not heard that. Wordle. Refresh. Play. Okay. The Trump trial. Yes. Of course it's a waste. I mean, well, put it this way. It's politics. I mean, it's basically a political attack. It's all politics, and I just don't care anymore. In a way, to be kind of honest, don't get me wrong, you guys know I like Trump, but you know what? I'm kind of, little part of me is happy he got indicted, because you know what? He deserves to have to deal with a little something, because he kind of fucked everybody. He should have blanket pardoned January 6th people before he left office. He should have blanket pardoned them all, and he didn't. And now they're all getting fucked over. And you know what? He should have done something about it. He didn't think that would come, maybe. He didn't think that the Democrats would be so petty, but he should have known better. So you know what? You kind of, what goes around comes around. Now I hope, and it's all said and done, he gets out of it and all's okay. But it's not the worst thing to me that he has a little hard time, and it's going to cost him some money to get past it, because it's a little bit of, reminder, you kind of fucked up. But whatever, I don't care. Wordle, somebody, 5-letter word. Deej's butt doesn't work. Crack. Richie Fool puts in crack. Crack in honor of Deej. So we are going with crack. C-R-A-C-K. And we've got just an A in the wrong place. Let's see, A-L-E-R-T. No, we already used an R. A-L-A-R, no, A-T-L-A-S. Atlas. Well, we use an A in 2 different places, but maybe. Wow, okay, so, oh wow, there are 2 A's. There are 2 A's, and both A's are in the wrong place. And there's an S. And there's an L in the right place. That was good. Now where, the only place that could be A's, okay, so we know where the A's are. Wow, so it has to end in an A, and the second letter has to be an A. So, and the first letter has to be an S. So we know it's S-A-L. Salsa. It's got to be. Oh no, it's not salsa. Okay. But the first letter, we have all the other letters. ALSA. So ALSA. Okay. Walsa, Palsa, Yalsa. It can't be salsa. I already provided that. Dalsa, Falsa, Galsa, Halsha, Jalsa, Lalsa. Oh no. Zalsa, Valsa, Valsa, Nalsa, Valsa. Oh no. None of those make any sense.
Not the way you're pronouncing them.
Valsa, Nalsa. Oh, balsa. Balsa wood. Hey, balsa wood.
Okay, Sassy, you got it.
Thank you, Sassy.
Stop barking.
Balsa. Balsa in 4. Balsa in 4. When I think of balsa wood, my grandpa, Papa O'Prey, he built this beautiful little model plane out of just wood in his basement. It wasn't, there were no plans. He didn't order it. He just built it from his own eyes. And this beautiful plane, he painted it. It was like a World War I fighter plane. And he glued BBs to it to make it look like a motor, and had a wooden propeller. And he gave it to me, and I hung it with fishing line in my bedroom so it looked like it was flying. And it was so cool, and it was so great, and I loved it. And it was wood, and I was like, wouldn't it be cool if it crashed and burned? And I crashed it, and I burned it. I had no more plane. And then he died.
He didn't die.
I know he didn't die because I did that. I'm not saying I caused his death.
Oh.
I'm just saying, as a kid, I thought I'll always get another one. Then he died.
My brother used to live on 45 records.
I mean, I know Uncle Chris would destroy all types of things and burn them and videotape the burning of things, UFO crashes and stuff. Mom O'Pre's brothers used to destroy records as thought that like they were frisbees, use them as frisbees. But no, this was a piece of art, a labor of love. I just didn't get it. I didn't get it. Last Son of K says balsa. I wasn't reading. Cody Guy says fake word, lol. Stanley says balsa. Rabbit likes his bird is having a stroke. No. Stanley says balsa wood. Rabbit likes is good for you. LDG says it's all your fault, Rabbit. You know that. Half the chat is you. Last on the case is lightweight wood. They make cheap model planes from rubber band powered prop biplane. Well, this was a very nice model. Happy Arbor Day, says Richie Poole. Happy Arbor Day. Stanley says, sure, it didn't help. LDG says, party in the underground tonight. Stanley says, fire, fire, fire. And what is Bird babbling about again, says Robinson. Just the good old days, Rabbit Slug. The good old days. Anyway, guys, thank you all for hanging out. Apologies. Apparently, I gave a shitty rant tonight. Didn't mean to. Big thanks to everybody. Thanks to the super chats. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for the memberships. And yeah, be around tonight. I know Cinnabon said he would probably stream tonight at some point. Be able sure to check in on the underground. I'll probably head there a little later. And you know, it's Friday. There's a lot of streamers on Friday nights. So I'm sure I'll see you guys around. Kapla all, bird out.